I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Friday, April the 13th, Friday the 13th, but I don't think it's going to be a bad one. I think things are lining up for some higher fat cattle up in the northern plains. But the cash is pulling the board, which I love it when it does that. You don't see it very often. Usually the board just wools the cash around one way and the other, whatever it wants to do, but the cash has been pulling the board this week, and the spring blizzards make it tough on these guys, and I've been talking about it. I'm going to keep talking about it till some more people start talking about it. But these guys in the northern plains up in North Dakota, northern South Dakota, Montana, they are losing a lot of calves. The death loss is terrible out there, guys. Talking, to people, or telling me about a neighbor that going out and finding over 25 head of calves dead in the morning, and a lot of places losing 20 to even 30% of their calves. It's going to be enough to make a difference. But look at the board on Thursday. June live cattle was up $2.12 to end the day at 103.70. April's up 2 1/4 to end at 115.75. Still lagging a couple $3 back behind what the cash market is. Your August, that was down below $1 here just a few days ago, is up at 104.27 now. May feeder cattle up $4.42, just 8 cents off of the limit there at 139.97, and April up 3.60 and could have been up more at 138.87. Now that April is a premium to what the index levels are, but those are on a 7-day moving average, and the sales here in the cattle auctions at the 800-pound steers late in the week are better than that. You can get $140 in most places, but fats have not sold the bulk of them yet. We've sold most of them in the southern plains, both Wednesday and a few more Thursday morning, but not a significant amount. But from 117 to 118. And through Wednesday, they had sold nearly 21,000 also. They've got a lot of cattle yet to sell. It's all going to happen sometime Friday here. If there's any more in the southern plains, they'll probably not get any better than 18. But the northern plains needs to hold them packers' feet to the fire, because they can probably get up close to $120 or better. But the weighted average on live steers on that 21,000 through Wednesday was 117.04, so not a lot of 118. And on a dress basis, very, very light test, just under 187. Box beef cutout values have been lower all week. Not too bad on Thursday. Thursday afternoon, come in with choice boxes at 212.48, down 59 cents, and selects at 200.67, up 6 cents there. That your slaughter has been extremely aggressive. We're going to have one of the biggest slaughter weeks that we've had all year, if not the biggest slaughter week. Already through Thursday, 475,000. That's 18,000 more than last week and 17,000 more than the same week a year ago. Talking about this fake beef, and we've seen a lot of people starting to rear their head up and see that this thing is real, and need to pay attention to it, guys. They're making stuff in a petri dish. They're putting artificial flavoring in it, trying to make it taste like beef, and kind of getting away with it. But my adopted home state of Missouri, I'm back in Texas now, but I lived in Missouri long enough to consider myself a Missourian and proud of it. They are fighting this fake meat. In the state house, there's been bills introduced in both the state legislature houses to make it illegal to put a product like that out and to label it beef or meat. And now we've got pressure coming on from NCBA, National Farmers Union. Of course, the U.S. Cattlemen's Association has been fighting it for quite a while. Had a petition out, but guys are finally, getting together and fighting this fake meat deal, and it's something that we need to get serious about. But let's look at some feeder cattle markets. Real-time index on Beef Market Central late in the day on Thursday, sitting at 137.77. That thing has really come up. It come up quite a bit late on Wednesday night, and then is up again on Thursday, up 38 cents from the end of the day, which goes all the way up till midnight. as far as that RTI is, because it's real-time information. And that OKC West sale, they had a big sale, almost 9,000 head for the 2-day sale. And we didn't have the full trend on our last visit, but in El Reno on Wednesday, feeders were $4 to $8 higher, and we're seeing that fully on Thursday, if not more. Pratt, Kansas had 4,200 head on Thursday. All their feeder cattle selling firm to $6 higher. Salina, Kansas, 5,300 head. That's a pretty big sale now at Farmers and Ranchers in Salina, Kansas, $1 to $5 higher. Just hadn't been a lot of feeder cattle moving, and I know there's not a lot of vacancy in the feedlots, but still, guys need to keep cattle in the system. And since there hadn't been a lot of cattle moving, there's guys out there that sure want them. And now that we see that the world's not coming to an end, we look on the board out in the future there, they're coming to the belly up to the table, and they're buying some cattle. I want to talk about a market that has recently come on to DV Auction. Northeast Georgia Livestock Market in Athens, Georgia, biggest sale barn in Georgia. And you might think, you know, kind of a hokey deal there. Yeah, get this. Wednesday they had a board sale there. Had a lot of good cattle selling in load lots. Sold 2 loads of 890-pound steers in Athens, Georgia at $123.30. That's nothing to sneeze at. Then they had another graded sale on Thursday night there. You could watch on DV Auction. Sold a load of cattle at the graded sale, weighed 879-pound steers at $124.25. That's pretty good for the address they come from. Another market that has recently started contributing to Cattle Market Central and now on the National Beef Wire and putting information into the real-time index is Ogallala Livestock in Ogallala, Nebraska. Love having them on here, and you can see why. On 3,400 head, look at this sampling of strings of cattle, load lots and bigger, and in there just some monster prices. 86 head of 610-pound steers bring $196.50. Can you believe it? 74 head of 721-pound steers in there at $165. That's one of the hottest sales that we've had all spring long in the entire nation. Your Federal State Market Report said no test because no sale last week. Wow. But Farmers and Ranchers Livestock in Salina, Kansas on a good test in a spot right in the middle of the plains there. 126 head of 853-pound steers on Thursday bring $134.25. On the road here in wind-blown Gallup, New Mexico, that's your feeder flash for Friday.